Hi and welcome to this Leo-inspired reading for May 2025. I am working with the symbolism of the tarot and the astrology, Western astrology to be precise, to bring you some inspiration, to bring you some insight, to bring you maybe some clarity. I am not an astrologer. I don't predict the future. We are merely having a conversation with the cards for your energy at this time. So first part of the reading is general energy. Second part is a relationship dynamic. And this can be a reading for any time you find this. It doesn't have to be for May. If you feel drawn to the title, if you feel like a Leo today, then maybe this is for you. So let's see what the cards want to talk about. It is somehow quiet, which is interesting. Oh, this one, wow. All right, the devil is in the details, I want to say, for some reason. We do have a devil card here. So I started the Taurus reading as well with the devil card. And it also just came out in this really weird way. So fascinating, the way it wanted to just show itself. And I think this is really what we maybe want to be aware of. The devil is just around the corner. Devil never sleeps. We say in German, der Teufel schläft nie. I don't know if you have that in English as well. The devil never sleeps. So it is really, when we think often we are not in danger or not in a place where we can get seduced by certain energies, often right at that time the devil is waiting around the corner. So we want to make sure that we are prepared to run into a devil energy as well. What does that mean? That means meeting parts of ourselves that have a little bit of a hard time distancing ourselves from the excess, from the too much, from the too extreme, from situations that are controlling us in a sense of we are obsessing maybe over a thing, or maybe even worst case, we get addicted to a certain situation, to a certain substance, to a certain person, to a certain activity. It's not necessarily a bad thing to have a devil energy close to us or within us or near us. It's all part of the experience. The problem is more, how do we channel that energy? Where do we put this energy towards? How do we focus that energy, and how do we use that energy to our advantage? The devil is a card that is also connected to Capricorn. And Capricorn really survives in the hardest conditions. We want to use this energy to get the things done that are hard to get done. We want to use this energy to really work towards results in an environment where it's difficult to work towards the results. We want to use this energy to be all penetrating, in a sense that we don't give up. We never give up. We want to use this energy to build. We want to put ourselves into difficult situations, circumstances, because that is the drive we need. If we have no purpose, if we have no goal, if we have nothing to work towards to, this energy can be quite destructive and binding. If we have a certain goal, if we want to create, if we want to penetrate a situation, a topic, a project, not a person, even though it talks about sexual energy, of course. In this card, it's very, very phallic symbolism, if you can see that in the back. It is an all-penetrating energy, and we can use that to really manifest and to really make things happen and to really bring things into reality. But we can also use that to be quite destructive, and we can get used by it. It is a slippery slope when it switches around and all of a sudden the thing that we thought we were controlling controls us. So it is full of potential, full of creative energy, but at the same time it's a very brute force, a very animalistic force that we need to learn how to direct, and that is sometimes quite a challenge. Best way to direct it is put ourselves into difficult circumstances. And I know it's weird to say, but you know, if you ever thought like, oh, that kind of thing, that's a skill set, for example, I always wanted to learn, or this is something that I really need to take care of and it's just too much of a hassle, too much work, it seems too intense. Now you have the energy to do that type of stuff. I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm thinking of cleaning up the basement or cleaning out your garage or something. You have a lot of physical powers also right now to get the job done and to not stop. So this is where we want to use this type of energy. If we want to work creatively and artistically, also very good energy, but we need to make sure that it's not only coming from an ego place, because then it gets quite empty quite fast. All right, wow. I don't think I've ever had this message come out with this card. Okay. I mean, it is the essence of the card, but the words are very clear, and I like that. All right, so Fool. I like it because it brings a little bit of a lightness into the situation. We do have two major arcana cards now, so whatever our imagination is telling us that we want to create and bring into the world, and we have this creative energy here with a Fool, who is really also bringing the joy of manifestation, the joy of inspiration, the joy of the fantasy into this whole picture, and also the detachment in a sense, and the not taking things too seriously. So this is a nice combination. Maybe you have this a little bit of a crazy idea where you're like, this is what I really want to make happen. And the Fool is just like necessarily not the most disciplined when it comes to making the steps happen, but he's the big dreamer, and he has the ability to really make things possible in his head. He can think it up, you know. It's like the great idea, the crazy idea, the crazy people who had this big vision and nobody believed them and everybody thought they were crazy, and then they made it happen, then it happened, you know. It's like the big dreamer, the big visionary. And the devil energy actually is helping us to bring that picture into reality, because it's very much about the earth energy, and it's very much about bringing things into manifestation. So this can be quite a genius time for you, Leo, I have to say. This is a combination of finding your genius and also implementing the ideas you found. It is quite a limitless energy, and we need to, of course, handle with care, but this is quite limitless. There is no limits right now. No limits. I love it. Wow. Okay, Leo. Okay. I'm not sure what you're cooking up, but when we talk about Leo in general, for the ones who are not Leo per se, Leo energy is really about bringing yourself forward, bringing the ego forward, bringing yourself into the world. So this is where you can really, really shine and really, really show what you've got. Like, this is kind of, it doesn't get much more potent and powerful than that. If you now have a good idea, work with it, man, because it is quite intense. people, it's like, I feel like this energy of people cannot look away. There's no way that anybody can not notice what's going on. It's just too crazy, man. But in a good way, you know, it's like, it's pretty crazy. And it's, you know, when people would say like, oh, that's sick, you know, in a good way, like a cool way. Yeah, that's what I feel. Huh, that's funny. Okay, so, oh, Leo and Leo identifying people. The Four of Wands. This, yeah, and it does feel right. It's like, this is where I feel the friction that is also really inspiring at the same time, where things feel exciting and fun and open, and I feel like I belong and things have come to completion. Four of Wands. This is your environment, your time, and your moment. You are the moment, Leo. You are the moment. Wow. And I have a really intense, okay, I'm not sure if this is something about the cards or just the way I'm sitting, but there is a tension that is building up, and that was quite unusual because I'm not sitting weird. There's a lot of tension, and it's in the left shoulder, and maybe people, somatic people, can help me with whatever that means. You know, I just know the brain sides and how it translates into the hands, but the shoulder, left shoulder, I'm sure there's a somatic symbolism to it that can just like be quite intense. You know, there is some tension that, I mean, quite literally is intense. And we want to make sure that this is not too overwhelming, because this was quite overwhelming feeling right now. I'm not sure where this is coming from. Yeah, we want to give it time. I think this is maybe it, because I have the Death card here on the bottom of the deck, and that just means that this could be quite exciting energy that is feels very fast and very intense and very ecstatic, even in a way, because the way I was talking also, it was very like, wow, what this is happening, what's sick, wow, you know, it's like, it was very, yeah, a little crazy, a little cray-cray. But we want to give the whole process time and make sure that we all also building things on fertile ground, which is the Death card. And I'm not going to go too deep into it right now. It's just, I think it's slowing things a little down, and it's keeping it grounded, and it's keeping it deep. It's very real what's happening, because the Fool is bringing this like flighty, fantastic, sort of dreamy energy to the picture. The Devil is very much about results, and the Death card is very much about depth. So this is deeply rooted and deeply grounded, and it's very exciting at the same time, because we feel like we're really arriving at a point where we belong, and where we are seen, and where we are heard, and where we are perceived, and where things are just working out and are complete in a way. But we need to make sure that we are not getting ahead of ourselves for some reason. And I think this is not even possible, but we might sometimes have a feeling where it's like, oh, I'm getting all, I see myself like on the finishing line, but we're only in the half of the marathon, and we need to also be aware that it's a marathon and not a sprint. That's kind of how I feel it here. Wow. Okay. Whew. Wow, that was interesting somatic experience. All right. Well, this Devil, he is strong. You know, it's strong energies. It's very strong. It's like the devil also is a very physical thing. So we are tensing up everything in our muscles. Like it's a very physical experience. All right, so relationships, this really was to come out, Four of Wands in the reverse. Well, we're gonna keep that in mind because the Four of Wands is also here. We cannot force things or people to complete us or be on the same page, be on the same journey, we cannot, you know, you cannot force. The picture I'm getting is you cannot force the wrong piece of a jigsaw puzzle into the wrong part. You know, you cannot make it fit. And this is, I think, a little bit what's going on here. Because the devil is very forceful energy. And when it comes to our surroundings, to our relationships, to people close to us, they might not fit the picture, you know, that we are trying to create here. Ooh, the devil. It's always the same thing with this card. They start, the cards, the devil cards, they're all drawn in such a potent way. They have a way of captivating you and drawing you in and drawing you in, and you cannot look away, and that's, you know, it's like very intense. He's staring me down, the goat. Okay, so again, let's start with relationships. Again, this can be romantic, doesn't have to be romantic. This other person, the Tower in the reverse. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. This could be something that is quite also intense. And I know I'm constantly using that word for this other person. There could be some sort of eruptive energy from within. Maybe you're meeting something new. Could also be where it's just like boom, you know, for them it's like, wow, boom, this is really breaking things down for me, or this is really breaking walls down for me. But let's see. It could be extreme sexual energy that is breaking the walls down of this other person. We have the, yeah, we do have the Death card here, which is Scorpio, which is also about those type of things. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Not quite sure what I want to do with this card, because the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse is the way it's coming to me right now is that there is a lot of hesitancy, where like there is a hesitant energy when it comes to moving towards this. This is very intuitive reading right now. Intuitive mode is on. Analytical mode is off. There is an energy that is very careful and aware and hesitant to make a mistake. It's a little bit of a landmine type of energy that I'm getting, you know, when we're walking and afraid of stepping on landmines, because it seems like this person is a landmine right now. And we are, their whole eruptive energy that's in the picture is making you take very cautious steps, but maybe a little too cautious, and you don't want to get too self-critical about yourself. I don't think, it doesn't seem like that they are doing this on purpose. it is just so many things breaking open and opening up and breaking down maybe within themselves, that it is maybe really quite dangerous to make a mistake or take the wrong step. And maybe it's tempting even, you know, to step there and be like, look at that, look there, because that would be the devil, you know. The devil would be pointing these things out and gain a little bit of, he would put the finger in the wound and gain a little bit of pleasure. The devil has sadistic energy. We cannot really, he's enjoying working with the truth in a way, and truth, I mean the reality of things, like physical things, that it can be quite destructive to other people. So we want to make sure we don't do that. Oh wow, this is so physical. I'm having a lot of physical sensations right now. I have shivers down my spine. I still have this weird tension going on in my left shoulder. I have, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, man. Knight of Swords in the reverse. I don't like it. The Empress. The Empress I like, because the Empress is also still on the bottom of the deck saying, we want to create the most comfortable, beautiful, nurturing, and luxurious, loving environment that we can. By being receptive to growth, by being receptive to receiving, by being receptive to receiving, by being receptive to love and beauty and lightness and abundance. It is a very loving, caring, open energy. The Knight of Swords in the reverse, we're holding back. We're holding back words, we're holding back maybe the truth, we are holding back communication. We are maybe also saying words that can be hurtful, even if we don't mean it. We can say words to hurt on purpose, which I don't think is necessarily the case with the Empress here upright, because she does not come from that place, you know. It's more like, oh, it's happening and I don't know how or why. It's like sometimes we we say something and it just has an effect on people and we don't even know why. It can also happen, you know. Sometimes we're just not aware, which I also don't see here. I think it's more like holding back, not saying things, not being straight with each other, because there is this intense moment going on for another person maybe, that we don't want to step into the landmines. It's really, it has a strong landmine type of feeling, but I feel like you are very much in your strength here with the Empress, Page of Swords, trying to learn, trying to be curious, trying to understand the situation a little better, which is the Page of Swords. Trying to figure things out, you know. Seems tricky, and especially when we have so much drive within us with the devil energy, and then we cannot move forward in our surroundings. So yeah, make sure that you are bringing that intensity of the devil into the right environments. Maybe your close relationships are not the right environment right now. Maybe this one particular relationship that you're thinking of is not the right environment right now to pour in your very potent creative energy. Maybe we want to look for different areas, because there is something you cannot force here, and the more force I think comes into the situation, it's going to be destructive, because the Empress is saying, receive, let happen, let it grow on your own, which is quite the opposite from the Devil energy. So I think that energy that is building up within you, that you want to really direct towards building something, creating something, making something happen, put it into another direction, not into your personal and close relationships right now, is what I would say, or is what the cards are suggesting. Okay, animal. The dog. I like it because when we come to this relationship situation, if this is a close relationship, or if you're in a committed relationship, or if this is a close friendship or whatever, it doesn't mean that you're disloyal. It doesn't mean that you are you know, not here for a person. It's just stay loyal to yourself, stay loyal to the situation, but you can still direct energies and learn where to put them to not be destructive. Or, you know, when we want to force something, as I said, it's just we cannot force anything. And we can give somebody the nurture and the care and the gentleness, but we cannot overwhelm them. So yeah, stay loyal to yourself, your imagination, your potential, your tribe is also what I see with the Four of Wands here, your passions. And also, you know, maybe also even to this particular person, you know which place you're coming from with the Empress. You know you're coming from a good place. And whenever this situation is ready, we can make progress, but it's not, it takes time. Change takes time. In this case, I don't think change always takes time, but with the Death card, it's suggesting transformation takes time. There's a lot of factors involved. There's a lot of different things involved. So yeah, wow, okay. Whew. Leo, that was exhausting for me personally. Not in a bad way, but different type of reading. And I ask you to subscribe, like, comment if you enjoy my content, and to check out also my description box for everything else that you need to know. Private readings, how you can maybe send me a gift from my Amazon wishlist, or a little tip, and how you can also check out my art, my music. So thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.